Welcome back, Pokemon fans. Angel of the Night 091 here, coming at you with another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today's battle, we are in Regulation E and using Kitakami Pokedex Pokemon, just like we did prior. And up first, we see Arboliva and Klefki versus our Milotic and our Monkey Dory. Now, as you guys know in the last video, Monkey Dory is a Focus Sash user, so that way we can get the attack out, but we can still survive a massive blow. Now, one thing I have to say is Milotic is one of my favorite Pokemon to use in any kind of a Wi-Fi battle scenario. You guys have seen me use it many times throughout the years. And one thing that I love to do with Milotic is use the attack Attract. And it's something that gets a lot of my users or my opponents kind of confused on, because quite frankly, it's not one of those moves that you can really rely on 100% of the time. But it is one of those moves that can come in handy, especially if you want to try to withstand another turn. So, for example, if they're infatuated by love, they won't be able to move the next turn, and that's exactly what you guys are going to be seeing here. Now, up next, you guys see Klefki going for the Trick Room. As you guys know, Trick Room is a huge player in this generation, just as every other previous generation, as a matter of fact. One of the big players in this game would necessarily be Ursaluna. Seeing as how there are two different forms of Ursaluna now, you're going to see a lot of Trick Room teams using Ursaluna. However, I'm not necessarily going to say you're going to see it in this video, but it is definitely something to be concerned about, especially in Regulation E. With Klefki out onto the field, he's definitely the prankster of the team, so he's going to be able to get things off, such as Reflects, Light Screens, Thunder Waves. He's going to be able to do Trick Rooms. He's going to be able to set up a lot of different things. Now, will it actually play out to his benefit here? In some situations, yes. When you look at Arboliva, it is a very interesting kind of Pokemon. It can withstand a lot of different attacks, can withstand a lot of special type of attacks as well. In this kind of a situation here, with the fact that it is poisoned, I don't really foresee it living very long, especially when my Monkey Dory is actually going in to attack it. As you guys can see here, it actually fainted quite fast, but in other situations, Arboliva is a very difficult Pokemon to take out, especially if you get it set up right, so definitely want to take care of those as soon as possible. Now, one of the other big players of Regulation E that you're going to see is Annihilape. Now, Annihilape seems to be pairing up a lot with Mousehold. In this kind of a situation here, obviously you guys can see it's paired up with Klefki, but if you can get the bulk up, it can be quite useful. In this kind of a situation, probably won't be too necessarily useful against Milotic or Monkey Dory just because of the special attacking scenarios. One thing that I might want to consider here is maybe going for a Scald, try to get the burn off onto the Annihilape. Reason being is that if we can get the burn, we can actually drop the attack stat down, which is actually going to be pretty helpful. If we can get an Attract off onto it, we might be able to postpone some of these bulk ups that we might actually see. Every Annihilape that I tend to fight nowadays is a bulk up Annihilape, and it's always Defiant. Always Defiant. It doesn't matter what you think it's going to be a Defiant one for sure. One really interesting fact about the Monkey Dory is that it can have the ability to poison your opponents, which is actually what you're going to be seeing here. We've actually poisoned quite a few Pokemon. As you guys seen, we poisoned the Arboliva. We also poisoned the Annihilape here. That's just going to help us whittle away the health. And I think that's a very interesting ability to have on Monkey Dory, especially considering the alternative to its actual ability. Okay? Now, Milotic, the reason why I love Milotic, it's bulky. It's got some decent special attack, but if you use it in a certain mode, for example, if you have competitive, you can boost up your stats, especially if you get a stat decrease. One thing that you guys are going to see in the future here, I actually have a Kitakami Prologue series coming to the channel where we are going up into the Kitakami Pokedex and we are going up against other players in a rank system. I have a Adrenaline Orb competitive Milotic that we're going to be using. It actually did quite decent in the tournament. I'm very, very happy with it. In this kind of a situation here in this battle, this is kind of your standard Marvel scale Milotic. So like if we get poisoned or burned or paralyzed or anything of the sort, our defensive values actually increase. So that actually helps us out to try to continue to be that bulky Pokemon that we are known to be. Spiritomb, of course, coming into play. I don't really think Spiritomb can really do much to us here, being the fact that it is more of a walling kind of Pokemon. With that being said, if he does go and get like a Toxic, or let's say he gets like a Will-O-Wisp, or if he has Pain Split could be huge here. Because the more health that we whittle away, the more health that we have, he can basically adjust it accordingly. So, I mean, that could potentially be a problem. It looks like he's going to go in for a Steel Typing here, which is kind of unusual to see onto a Spiritomb. Considering the fact that it is a Dark Ghost type, it actually kind of resists not getting hit by any kind of fighting moves. But as he's going in for the Steel Typing, he's actually making himself vulnerable here to like a good, decent Focus Blast. And my Monkey Dory actually does have Focus Blast. In this situation here, of course, I decided to go for the Shadow Ball. I couldn't go for Psychic, so we couldn't really do much there. I thought maybe it's Sludge Bomb, but seeing as how he's also a Ghost type, I thought maybe I could like get like a special defense drop here. And that's kind of just where I'm at this exact moment in battle. But seeing as how he's a Steel type, I should be able to use my Focus Blast and be able to knock this thing out, hopefully. So as long as it can connect, we shouldn't have a problem. Twisted Dimensions, of course, returned back to normal, and that means that we are A-okay to move faster than his Spiritomb now. So Monkey Dory, please hit this Focus Blast. Make sure we get some damage off onto this thing. Key thing with the Attract, it does immobilize at random. I don't know exactly what the odds are of being immobilized by Infatuation, but it seems to help us out here quite a lot in this battle, and that's definitely the reason why I love having Attract on some Pokemon. You can get them to do a lot more damage than what you would normally see in a regular Wi-Fi battle. So we are going to get a recover off here. We're going to get our health back to 100% here, and we are again seeing Klefki immobilized by Love. Probably not so much a great feeling to have on the opposing side, because quite frankly, if you're immobilized by Love, you're not really doing a whole lot of damage to your team. As you can see, I have 2 Pokemon still remaining. We get the burn, and that's just going to boost up our defensive values. I mean, thanks, I guess. I don't really require the boost, but I mean, I can kind of see where they're coming from with the burn. They kind of want to whittle away some health here, but burn is not the right play. That's for sure. So, of course, we're burned. We get some damage. And we're just going to try to continue to hit on to the Spiritomb. We want to try to knock him out. We're going to go in and try to select the Focus Blast again. Again, Focus Blast is not always 100% hit. But there it is. The guy canceled. And that is going to be game.